Hi you guys, I just had the baby, well not just had it, but I delivered him. So it turned out to be actually a boy, but I delivered him in the ambulance, and I'm gonna tell you guys that story soon. But I am sitting in the hospital, and you thought you would get used to it after 5 kids. It's a pain that is unbearable. Hello, good morning vlog. The second day in the hospital, I had the baby yesterday. I will tell you guys that story more as the video goes on. But I wanted to vlog just a little bit of the journey of postpartum, you know, after having a baby, how God came through at a good and perfect time. It was a journey that I would never forget, just like every other baby, but this one was different. It was different this time, and you know, I will continue to show you guys that story, but this morning I'm just gonna get up and take care of myself and, you know, do what I need to do to get through the day. I hope you guys are having a blessed and amazing week and continue to stay connected to the Father as we should. Hello you guys, Mama just took a shower. I needed it, all the whipping and running, sweating. You know how having a baby is. Just took a fresh shower, just about to eat lunch now and just call my husband back and have a conversation with him. I did go see baby as y'all see in the previous clips, and he's doing pretty well. His name is Matthew. Matthew Lewis Jones, and I'm grateful to have another baby into our addition of family. I'm really starting to shift my heart on how God is blessing me with all these children, and it's showing me that he is giving me a family that I always asked for. I always asked for a larger family because I wanted one just to show love, because my family didn't have as much love as I wanted them to, especially the Christ love, especially a heart of Jesus. And now that God is shifting my heart to be more like his and less of mine, when it comes to having children, it's a blessing. Yes, it can come with frustration, irritations, but it only comes with that because how we raise them or how we present ourselves to them. And God is showing me how to be a better mother in the way of how he is a father to us, you know, to be patient, to be kind, to be loving, to still be there, even though they're probably not doing things that you want them to do or things that you require them to do, but you still love them. And stewardship them well until they get old enough to get to know who I am. And I'm truly grateful of being a big family. Yes, in the world, inside of the world, it might seem like that's too many kids, but look at Abraham. He got nations, right? So I'm truly grateful, and I'm happy that God was with me through this whole process. In the next previous clips, you will see me holding baby, and that is the time where I will tell you the story from beginning to end and how God showed up in a way that I didn't know. Hello you guys, I finally have made time to make the end of this vlog video. It's about the experience of baby number 5. If you didn't know, baby number 5 is a boy. I'm pretty sure you know from previous clips of the video where you've seen his feet and everything else when I had him. So I got everything down so I won't forget. My Braskin Hicks started on Thursday. It was 3/5/2026 around 3 p.m. And I figured that was time. So my husband began to buy the car seat, the baby bag. We would just thought it was time for baby to come. And it was not, because a week go by and I had no more stomach aches, no more stomach pain. And this pregnancy was different because I expected certain things to happen for labor, but it did not happen the way I thought. So that eventually the time go on, I think a week go by. Yes, and my back pain started March 10th. It started around maybe, I believe midnight. It was probably like 12 o'clock when it really started. It was interrupting my sleeping, so I began to get up and rub my back, but then I began to go to the bathroom. And I overlooked the back pain. Why? Because I thought it was similar to the Braskin Hicks, but it was not. I was looking for discharge or a bloody show, because I usually have my mucus come, or I usually gag. I have bad nausea when I go in labor because I had it with my 2 last boys. But this time around, I didn't have bad nausea. So I just was like, the baby not coming yet, it's okay. Then as time went along, back pain started to get worse. And I woke my husband up. Actually, I think he woke up himself because I kept going to the bathroom. The 2 signs that I was getting with baby number 5 was only back pain, and it felt like I had to constantly keep going to the bathroom to poop. And I didn't, but it still felt like I had to, but I did it. And I was like, okay, what's going on? But it began to get worse. And my husband woke up, he's like, if it's back pain, then maybe you are going into labor at this moment. And I was just like, so then as that time went along, it was like 12 o'clock at night, and the back pain was just constantly in and out. It really wasn't too close, but the time was counting down. I ended up just laying back down, resting, but I kept getting up, had to go into the bathroom, had to keep going to the bathroom. And then eventually the back pain got intense. And one thing my hubby was saying, like, one sign of active labor is back pain. And that one part I totally forgot. After 5 kids, I totally forgot that back pain is the sign that yes, baby is coming soon. So this time around, I was hoping I can make it to the hospital. The last 2 boys I had, which is Isaiah and Elijah, didn't make it to the hospital. I ended up having Elijah. Actually, I made it to the hospital with Elijah, sorry. And with Isaiah, I actually ended up having him at home instead of in the hospital. So this time I was like, I'm gonna make it before baby come. We're gonna do it, because we always have a struggle for how many kids we have. And he always have to bring me the car seat, because in the ambulance, they don't allow you to have the car seat. So it was always a struggle. So I wanted to make it there in an Uber before I had the baby actually, but I never made it in the Uber. The last 2 boys I had never made it in the Uber, always went through the ambulance. So he had to always bring me the car seat, and I wanted to be less stress on him this time around. But God had another plan. And this pregnancy, I wasn't afraid. I was just really tired this pregnancy. I was just like, I'm ready for baby to come. Like, my belly was humongous. I was getting tired. Like, I couldn't even barely walk to the corner store. That's how heavy he was, and I was drained this pregnancy. But then as time went along, hubby like, okay, if you having back pain and you gotta constantly keep going to the bathroom, I think it's time. And by the time I started to get the baby bag ready, I began to get the car seat ready and things like that, the contractions started to come in real fast. And those contractions started to come in real fast. And so we began to walk outside the door, and I'm like, babe, they're coming, this baby. And it was like, God, what is this? Why? Because the signs I was looking for, like I said previously, was a bloody show, a mucus plug to drop, are mostly bad nausea, but this time around I really just had bad back pain. I didn't have nausea until after I had the baby. I didn't even see my mucus plug drop this time around. It was a whole different way that God showed up this time, but it was amazing because my husband began to call the Uber. So I'm thinking I'm gonna make it before the Uber comes. Guess what, you guys? I didn't. Uber came, first Uber canceled. I'm having contractions, like baby is coming probably 10 minutes from when the Uber was coming. Uber canceled. The next Uber said 11 minutes away. I couldn't take that Uber because by the time that Uber was on his way, baby was starting to crown soon. So what happened is that we are living in a hotel, so hubby didn't want me to have baby outside because we was outside waiting for the Uber, but he ended up having to call the ambulance because I'm like, I cannot get in the Uber. This baby is coming soon. And eventually we ended up having to book a hotel because we did not want to have the baby outside. So I was in the hotel room just like going through contractions. They was probably coming like every 5 minutes. And then eventually the ambulance came. I'm breathing through. I'm like, God, oh, get me through this pain. I'm like, okay, I'm breathing through the contractions as the thing goes along. And I'm like, okay, God, I know you got me. I'm gonna keep pulling through, pushing through. And the ambulance eventually came. I couldn't take the car seat, but I did take my baby bag and my phone and everything else. And eventually I ended up having baby in ambulance. Tried to make it to the hospital. By the time we got there, I ended up having baby in the ambulance. He was crowning, and I'm like, I can't do this. I'm trying to hold it because, you know, the ambulance, they are not, I never knew that they didn't have experience with delivering babies. So every ambulance I had, I scared them. I'm so sorry, but every one I had, I scared them. I ended up having baby in the ambulance, and it was like the best feeling ever coming out. But the aftermath is like, all the pulling out the placentas is painful, but I did get it done. And you know, it's not a very over dramatic story, but it is a story that I will always remember with fifth baby because of how it really happened, of how God led it, how my husband stayed calm. Sometimes out of all the kids, he sometimes was nervous a lot, but he stayed calm. He kept me calm, and I know God was with us. And I know that this pregnancy was different because I was expecting a different outcome. I wanted to be there before I had the baby, but God was like, no, we're gonna do it this way. But he came through every time. Baby was healthy. Baby did end up having to go to the NICU. I believe this is my second baby that I have to go because how fast they came out. And you know, nothing really major, but you know how the hospitals want to be more safe for a newborn coming out, make sure they don't get sick. So, you know, I'm pretty sure if you got to this part, you have watched half of the vlog already, where you see me going to the NICU to go see him, and he came out as a healthy baby. They just wanted to make sure that he was okay because I ended up having him in the ambulance, and he came out a little cold. So, you know, things went out that way. I'm sorry, maybe a little teensy right now. So yes, that is how baby came number 5. It's a blessing from God, of course, that he was with us and he made it through. And was I nervous? No, because I know the feeling, but I just want to give glory to God because without God, I wouldn't have the strength to even have all 5 of these kids. Pushing them out, I only had 1 C-section before, but the rest of them came out regular, you know, we ain't gonna say the word on YouTube, but you know. So I just wanted to give you guys the experience of, you know, of baby birth. And I never made one of these vlogs before. This is the very first vlog of all my children. I never had a vlog to talk to, so I just wanted to give you guys the experience. And if you are a mother that's pregnant, gonna be pregnant, and that's due soon, and you're afraid, and you're scared, and you don't know the plan, trust in God because he will direct your steps. So I'll see you guys in the next vlog.